Jeff Koenig, Property Prep, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We're back again on Friday with another video for you. Last week was really popular. We talked about what was inside the toolbox on my truck, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about trucks in general, how we select them for our maintenance company, the length of the bed, and how we choose to enclose them. Tonneau cover, cap, or leaving them open with a ladder rack on top. This is my personal truck. I'm a supervisor. I don't carry the amount of things that I normally used to when I was working in the field, but I do still have to carry long pieces of lumber, and I do still have to carry pallets occasionally. So I want to go over the way that I configure this truck so that it could do all of those roles, but still look nice if I had to go to a meeting. So this is a 2024 Chevy Silverado 2500 HD. It's got the gas engine and the Allison transmission. By and large, it's been a decent truck. There aren't many in the way of options on this truck. It has the off-road package, I believe, and leather seats because I wanted them heated, and I think that was the only way to get that done because we live in a really cold climate. But other than that, there's no other options on this. Aftermarket-wise, other than the tinted windows, we have this Diamondback tonneau cover, and under that is my toolbox that we showed you in last week's video, which we'll have a link in the description to tell you more about. This, as you notice, is a 6.5 foot bed. I bought this during the pandemic. I've never had a 6.5 foot bed, normally always had an 8. And that is great to have, but they didn't have any available when I needed this truck because mine had died. The last generation of Chevys, the transmissions were notorious for going and my transmission melted. So what sold me on this was that they have the option to have an extension to support long boards, and we'll show you that right now. So if I take my key to the truck, there are the unlock, the lock, the engine start button, but then there's also this 2 times click button for the tailgate. And I'm gonna press this 2 times, my tailgate's gonna release. Because I have the Diamondback tonneau cover, it won't fall free, but normally it would come back all the way down by itself with a soft close feature, like that. This is where I keep my tool bag that we have another really banger of a video. We'll link that down below as well. So this bed has this piece right here, and this piece is independent of the tailgate, and it swings on 2 pivots. So when I close this bed up, I can hit this secondary button, and it drops down this extra support, which allows me to carry 8 to 10 foot boards. And if I had an 8 foot bed in this option, it would allow me to carry 10 to 12 foot boards very comfortably. So this is what made me comfortable because most of what we carry is plywood or 8 to 10 foot 2x4s. And this is enough when they're at an angle that they don't fly out of the back. So there are strap points inside as well as the support. And this is the first time I've ever had a tonneau cover. That's really the topic of today's video and what we have to decide on, whether you're gonna have a tonneau cover or leave your bed open. When you have a tonneau cover, the advantage is that the contents of your bed are locked away. And historically, tonneau covers have been made of a canvas material or another sort of vinyl material, and thieves have been able to cut them open with razor blades. And this bed is absolutely impervious to that because not only does it lock in 2 points and butterfly up, but it also has crossbar locks, and it's made of an aluminum that you can put a huge pallet on that's almost the capacity that the bed can take. You can park an ATV or a motorcycle on top of it. I don't know how you would get it up there, but it has tie-down cleats all the way around, and it's definitely a solution that I would recommend if it worked well. The issues I've had with the Diamondback is that it's not totally watertight, and I wish that it was. And they've sent me some additional weatherproofing, and I've tried putting it on, but it's just not perfect on this particular truck. And maybe it's better on other trucks. I've noticed that on the news, I've seen federal agencies are using this now who carry precious and dangerous things in the backs of their trucks. So this is as tough as it gets, but again, not waterproof. So some of our fleet has these, some of our fleet has caps. We'll link a video down below to a video of one of our trucks that has a cap. We have a decked slide out where we can reach everything inside of the bed. But I want to show you how this particular Diamondback tonneau cover works. So I'm going to close this back up and invite Will in, and we're going to show him how this thing unlocks. The lock is here on the bed. And once it's unlocked, we turn this, and once we turn that, the tonneau cover pops up. These are the two crossbars that lock underneath the bed rails. And I do believe that they have a lighting option that I didn't option. And they also have these tool holders. Since we did our tool video last week, I've had some trouble getting the wrecking bar that I normally keep here to hold itself in place. I used it last week on a demolition project because we've had horrible flooding in the Milwaukee area. But normally I keep a demolition bar that's in the bottom of my bed. And this is incredibly secure, all welded aluminum. And then it's got something similar to Rhino liner or Line-X sprayed on the top of it. And you can put these accessory cleats all the way down. It'll butterfly up if you follow us around to the other side of the truck without getting hit. And it's got these safety things that stop it from opening well. And I'm not sure why they're here, but I don't like them. And it causes it to be much more difficult. This is the toolbox option. This doesn't come standard with this. And it is great for storing tools, but it is a significant extra expense. I believe it was an extra $300 or $400, but it did ship on the same pallet. And I think it's definitely worth including when you purchase. So these panels also are on hinges right here, and they do slide out. I've never done it because I don't know where you would store these big panels. So I've essentially lost the ability to put really large pieces of furniture in the back of this truck, which is both positive and negative. I don't get friends asking me to move anymore, but it is difficult to put large pieces of furniture or tall boxes in the back, and they end up on my leather seats, which is the first time I've had them, and I don't love that. So if you come in close, we'll show you a little bit more about the construction and the locking mechanism. When I want to close this particular side of the tonneau cover, I need to push it down. I need to disengage these little locks. And then I need to twist the lock, and then that closes it. And then I can lock it back up. And most of the water that comes in through these tonneau covers that I have are coming in on this leading edge. For closing the back, we have it twisted. We lock it into place. It's now locked. And we have our security lock here that we lock. And now this is totally secure. You can stand on this. And there's no problem that you're gonna have with this. So you could put some big girls on here. You could put a pallet of concrete. I wouldn't hesitate to put anything up here. We're gonna head back to the office now, and I'm gonna show you some soft covers. And this one was several $1,000s by the time I was done with it. We're gonna show you a soft cover that we did a video on for some of our project managers, and those are like 150 bucks and install without professional help. And I think that that's another option that we can show you that's more affordable if this isn't in your budget. We're back at the shop after talking to you about the tonneau cover that we keep on ours. Let's show you some of the other vehicles in our fleet. This is a 2024 Ford Maverick, and this one has the Adrian steel roof rack on it. We went to these vehicles because they're hybrids. They get about 40 miles to the gallon, saving us thousands of dollars a year on gas. And this bed has some really unique features on it. We kept it open because the tonneau cover will not fit like you saw in my truck, but they're not keeping valuable tools here. This is strictly going from job site to job site, often checking on things, running materials, and that's what this rack is great for over a tonneau cover. And this is a 4.5 foot bed, I want to say, but it does have some unique features. Come on in and I'll show you what we got here. This bed, we installed these flex bed storage compartments for, and we keep ratchet straps and any sort of other secure tie downs here so they don't have to go inside of the truck. This bed was designed by Ford so that you could take a 2x4, and this one's not cut to length, but you can take a 2x4 and a 2x6 goes here to create a flat bed and a division. So this part right here would have a 2x4 in it normally, and it would go all the way across so you could segregate it so pieces wouldn't slide around. And here is cut for a 2x6 that creates a flat bed to store things like plywood. Let me show you another feature that Ford put into this product. So as we take the tailgate down here, we have some unique features here if you wanted to haul lumber. You can disconnect the bed retention here, slide it up, and hang the bed here. This creates a surface that is coplanar with the wheel wells so that you can keep a sheet of plywood or 20 on it, and it extends the bed's capacity to that of similar to a 6.5 foot conventional bed. So we really like this feature and think it's a great option for a smaller truck if you don't need the Super Duty towing capacity that we have on our bigger trucks. We also have some F150s, which we will show you some footage of us installing the slide out on, which makes it easier to access all of the 8-foot bed. So we want to convert this back to a normal bed. We're going to put these clips back in their native place, like this. Close it back up, and we're off to the races. We're inside our 22-car garage where we store all of our vehicles for our company in downtown Milwaukee. This is one of our other Mavericks that has the tonneau cover option. When you saw my truck earlier, we discussed the hard tonneau cover option. This is a soft option made by Tiger. We'll link the video below of when we installed this and the budget price point with a link to purchasing one of these. This really allows us to have access to the bed, but also it allows us through this strap right here to fold this cover down, providing some security. This gives us access to the full bed and for loading up pallets or other sort of items without the encumbrance of the ladder rack, but it doesn't provide the security that a hard tonneau cover would. So you're sacrificing ease of use, being able to roll it up for the security, and this configuration allows us some other options when hauling things. So really about having a fleet with a diverse set of beds between 4, 6, and 8 allows us to get into tighter parking spaces, send the right truck to get the right materials, and have different capabilities to carry long pieces of lumber on the ladder racks, short pallets, things on top and securely, tools in a rainstorm, and then we also have our fleet of vans. So Property Prep, does all sorts of commercial maintenance and janitorial, and each truck is designed for its purpose. We've shown you those upgrades in the past, and we will continue to show you those upgrades as we add more vehicles to our fleet. We've done a van tour, we've done the install here, we've done the F-150 slide out on the 8-foot bed. We just showed you my 6.5 foot secured bed. We really appreciate you subscribing, liking, and leaving a comment. Every Friday we're dropping a new video. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. We had a banger of a video come out last week. We're putting out shorts constantly, and we really hope that you're enjoying our content. If you have ideas for videos that you want us to make, leave it down in the comments. You'll find links to some of these products down in the description. And again, if you could tell us ideas for any videos you might want to see, we'd love to make videos for you because that's why we're doing this. If you have any maintenance or janitorial needs in Milwaukee area, please reach out to us. Our website and socials are down in the description. Have a great day.